How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a Holy Priest solo shuffle VOD review. I haven't done these in a while, but yeah, I just wanted to help out one of my supporters that is looking to reach a, specific rating. In this specific VOD, I don't know if you're going to show me what spec you're playing and whatnot, so I'll just go ahead and show you what I've been playing. With the only difference kind of being here, I don't always play mana. Sometimes I'll change from the fast master spell from the physical damage reduction. Physical damage reduction is definitely very good though. If you're playing against melee, I like short grip. And yeah, this is basically generally what I've been playing. But let's go ahead and start it here. Let's see what the UI is looking like here. Palm first global, that's good. That guy trinketed there. Very will there. Definitely could have got a dispel on that, but not really 100% your fault. Palm as soon as it comes off CD, definitely very good. Could have maybe got a fear on this guy there. Off of the gouge, perhaps. Could have looked for a position to get... actually, it looks like you got blind there. It's all good. And you got the fear off the blind. Okay, excellent job. GS there to keep up. You're pressing palm on CD. Looks pretty good. I would say the biggest skill cap on Holy Priest, from my opinion, is using your your anti-CC mechanics to obviously avoid crowd control at the right opportune times. Doesn't look like you've had to do anything in that nature recently. I'm trying to see if you're playing light well. Let me see if you're playing light well here. It looks like you're not playing light well. It looks like this buff means you're playing light weaver. Definitely would not recommend playing light weaver, especially with the tier gear, the old tier set being removed. I feel like light well would definitely be very good. Ray of Hope, also not terrible. This guy Bubble there definitely was not something that was necessary. You're doing a very good job of healing him. Let's see what you do here. So, looks like you faded that sleep there, so an excellent use of fade. And so far, not really too much to complain about. So Angel here, you start spamming heals with the Angel. For the most part, using Palm on CD. This one's been up for a little while, but generally speaking, in that Angel form, I can totally understand wanting to spam heals that reset your stuff. Could have maybe got a dispel on that fear there. I'm not 100% sure where your dispel cooldown's at. I don't know if this one's a purge or dispel. This one's dispel. Probably could have got a dispel there. Still pressing palm on CD, keeping renew up, basically. A little nitpick here. This could have been behind the pillar in case they had a way to stop you, but all good. Still using that. Dispel there. I'm not exactly sure what you dispelled, but it's definitely not bad to dispel Shadow Priest dots. I think you might have dispelled the thing there. Palm on CD. Can maybe do a little bit of a better job keeping up renew here. You cast that one. That's good. Where are your Serenity charges here? Serenity charges are here. You're out of Serenity charges. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand exactly how we're healing right now. GS there. Let's see. Flash heal. Sure. Get a Serenity charge back, because I think you might have had an Apoth. Okay, first round won. I'm gonna be honest. There's not a ton I can really tell you to do here. Rotationally, I think Holy Priest is pretty easy. You're keeping renews up. Mostly, you want to try and make sure they're always up. You're palming on CD is definitely an important part. I would say one part of Holy Priest that I've specifically noticed is sometimes people undervalue power or shield. That's definitely something that you can use. One thing I would say is definitely use an early Shadow Fiend. You don't want to lose games because you go Like as soon as you use your first little chunk of mana, you can definitely throw that Shadow Fiend out. So you are expecting to mind games. Can maybe try and get that out a little bit more. Maybe you could have actually tried to sneak in some damage, Shadow Word Pain up, Imperial Blaze up, go for the Holy Fires. And that's definitely something that you could kind of push yourself to do more, especially if you're healing smoothly. Like right now, and I only watched one round, so we'll take a look at other rounds. But if you have a very smooth healing rotation, then you want to start challenging yourself to see if you can start getting damage out while having a smooth healing rotation, and getting CC out while having a smooth healing rotation. So I'll try and keep an eye on if you're getting damage out. Where's your chastise? Here's your chastise. There's your fear. All right, let's go ahead and see that. So, what I would like to see is, although I don't think it matters that much, an early Shadow Fiend. And one of the things that's nice about Shadow Fiend is when you use it with PI, you'll actually get more mana back. So it's pretty good to use that first Shadow Fiend with Power Infusion. Personally, I would probably start throwing out like a Shadow Word Pain on this guy, and just in this situation right here, absolutely just start shoving damage on him. throw Shadow Word Pain up. No one's really taking any damage. Get a Mind Games, Imperial Blaze, and a Holy Fire, Holy Fire, Holy Fire. It's totally okay that you're not doing that, but definitely. So there's some Mind Games. Good recognition there. But yeah, trying to get in that habit of doing damage whenever you're not healing, so it doesn't feel like you're wasting time. Because at the start of that game, definitely was not much going on. So let's see. So it looks like you fade that sleep. He fakes it. Do you go for a death here? All right. So it looks like you could have probably death that. Let me see 1 second here. Are you okay? And if you couldn't have death it, you also do have the Shadow Meld option. Looks like you might actually be on global. So Shadow Meld would have been an option there. And like I said, I think that avoiding CC as Holy Priest is your highest skill cap. And it looks like you actually did choose to Imperial Blaze at some point, just haven't had a chance to get the Holy Fires out. And that definitely happens sometimes, 100% okay. I would probably recommend going for PI a little bit earlier in Solo Shuffle, personally, just like, especially when your teammates pop CDs. This GS probably wasn't super necessary. This was a fine Angel here. One thing I will say is that you can actually, like, I'm pretty sure you can actually batch your Powered Life when someone's low. So you're casting this Flash Heal right here, but if he's still under 35% while you're mashing that Powered Life, you'll get the double heal. So like right here, if you're mashing this Powered Life while he's in this Powered Life range, you're gonna double it. So like now he's at 39, it'll unhighlight. But if you were spamming it that whole time while you're doing that Flash Heal, you would got a double. And also, one thing I will say, it looks like he's Ray of Hope here. Whenever you Ray of Hope, in my opinion, I think that you should wait until they're in that range. Yeah, raying when they're in Powered Life range is definitely very good. Another thing I'll say is, like, when you go into Angel form, like getting that PI out in Angel form is really nice because you're casting faster and your spells cost no mana. So PIing in the Angel form is really good. Dropping a Shadow Fiend with PI is really good. You don't get mana back from Divine or Symbol of Hope or Shadow Fiend if you are an Angel, though. So that's one thing that you want to do keep into consideration. But yeah, so far so good. I do think that the GS was a little preemptive on the Warlock, palming on CD. Definitely want to try and keep Renew up at all times. So right there, like the Powered Serenity without the Renew just reduces your healing by 8%. Definitely try very hard to keep Renew up. Right now, it's just you've had minus 8% healing on this guy for quite some time. There it is. The Renew goes up. So Symbol of Hope, out of line of sight. They can't stop you. Definitely solid. Still have not used your Shadow Fiend yet or your Power Infusion. You definitely want to get those out way earlier. Palm probably coming in pretty soon here. Where's your Apotheosis? So here's your Apotheosis. We'll see if you use that. So this life swap definitely seemed a little preemptive to me. Okay, actually not as bad as I thought. I was going to say seems a little preemptive to me because, if he dips a little bit lower, you have Powered Life, but you still are sitting on one charge of Serenity. And you also have a leap here, so a grip here. So like if he's in a lot of trouble here, you can definitely try and grip him out, recover. You have a charge of Serenity, Apoth, another charge of Serenity. The life swap there seems a little preemptive to me. If you want him to stay, involved there, stay in combat, you don't have to grip, but I would definitely recommend, when you life swap someone, try and maybe not have, you won the round anyway, so it's not a big deal. Try and maybe not to have the stack of Serenity as well as the Powered Life. But yeah, you didn't use your PI that game, and you also didn't use your Shadow Fiend that game. PI is big. Shadow Fiend in a game that doesn't necessarily come down to mana isn't as big, I guess. But you want to build good habits for threes anyway, which is getting that PI out early, as well as the Shadow Fiend, because you get more mana from it. If you're ever losing games because you're and your Shadow Fiend was not used very early on with PI, you're just kind of wasting mana. So that grip is fine there. You Powered Life next global, right? I think you use the Serenity. Definitely want to make sure that whenever someone's below 35% health, you always prioritize Powered Life. I want to say I'm even like, I was going to say, I thought maybe you have a weak R for Powered Life or something, but yeah, definitely want to prioritize the Powered Life here. The GS is definitely not necessary after he cloaks. The GS comes in a little bit late. So the GS is right there, but Powered Life would definitely be better than Serenity right there. Once again, you definitely want to try and keep Renew up when you can. This Mind Control is actually nice. Although I do believe that you may have ran him out of range of your own mind control. I personally would have ran him the other way. I don't think you're getting a ton of value out of Lightweaver here. This is definitely an unnecessary thing in my opinion. So you shouldn't be life swapping. I don't know if you had Ray of Hope on the last game. I don't think you did. You shouldn't be life swapping in this situation if GS is off of CD or Ray is off of CD. And generally speaking, I feel like you're just getting a little bit too uncomfortable when people are low HP. When people are this percentage of HP and power word life is off of cooldown, this is your wheelhouse. Right here, boom, you press power word life, he's probably at 70% health. Instead, you press vanish. You could have Ray of Hoped when he was in power word life, and that's actually going to be very crucial because then you don't have to worry about him spiking down. That's actually the beauty of Ray of Hope. You use it when they're in power word life range. You get some good healing out with that Ray of Hope. So definitely a little bit preemptive on the life swaps from what I've seen. Still pressing Palmo and CD, still pressing, doing a pretty reasonable job with Renew, but definitely could do a bit of a better job. Let's see what happens here now, okay? Rogue is dying. He vanishes. I believe you Ray of Hope here. I'm not 100% sure. Ray with Angel is definitely not a bad combination. Make sure you get the heals out. Still have not used Power Infusion. You really want to make sure you're getting those out because obviously it's going to help you with your own throughput. Still haven't Shadow Fiended. Definitely could be something that you could do. One thing that I'm not noticing that you're doing essentially ever is Holy Priest is actually really good at setting the pace and just going in and getting crowd control. So some things that you should be doing in this game is you should be recognizing, like, listen, I have Chastise, I have Fear, check to see if he's on DR. Chastise, have it, Fear, have it, not on DR, boom. Look where this guy's at right here. You immediately go for this Chastise Fear. Obviously, you're in a little bit of trouble right now. PI would definitely help you in this situation. This could definitely be a swap situation. You have no Serenities, you have no Powered Life, you have no Guardian Spirit, you have no Ray of Hope. This could definitely be a swap situation. I'm happy to see you use Powered Shield right there because I do think it's a little bit underused. Powered Shield off CD again if you're still struggling. But yeah, you could, I mean, I imagine that you probably had multiple ways to stop this Sleepwalk. You have no Fade, you have Death, and you do have Shadow Melt, so definitely have some ways to stop the Sleepwalk there. And Light Wall would just get you infinite more value. Infinite more value. Dispel the Hodge. Should dispel this Hodge here. Dispelled it a little bit late. All good. Your Shadow Priest had to disperse there. Did he cancel his own dispersion to mind control? So you're definitely in a lot of trouble here. You're struggling. You still haven't used Power Infusion, man. Power Infusion helps, bro. It helps big time. Oh, you did the batching there with the Powered Life. So you do know about that. Could put a Renew. Oh, maybe he didn't disperse. Could put a Renew up. This guy's on full DR. You still have the Chastise. Would love to see you guys set up a kill soon with like a Chastise Fear. So it looks like you're pushing in, and that's just tragic, man. You feared with 0.1 second left on the DR. Do you Chastise off? Looks like you're in a little bit of trouble. You might not be able to do it. So the CC could definitely be better. I do think that sometimes it's hard to throw in damage as a Holy Priest, but you definitely want to try it when you can. And also, this is another prime time to use Life Swap. Is you got locked out on Holy, that is a perfect time to use Life Swap right there. So I think the Life Swaps are coming in a little bit too preemptive. You can maybe have the Renew uptime just a little bit better. Definitely look for crowd control whenever you have Chastise and Fear available. And yeah. So I like that you're doing damage early on here. Definitely recognizing that no one's really taking damage right now. That's good. You actually PI'd first global this round, so I'm very unsure why the first 3 rounds the PI didn't come out very quickly. Still no Shadow Fiend though, and like I said, you definitely want to make sure you're building good habits. The Shadow Fiend would be doing damage and also giving you mana, getting benefited from this PI. You did good crowd control so far. You crowd controlled this guy. It seems like you definitely have the right mindset in some of these games, but in some of the other games, maybe you're just taking a little bit too much damage and you're a little worried. I'm not 100% sure. This GS may be a little bit unnecessary, but as I say, it doesn't look that bad. GS, yeah, he gets spiked right after that. He overlaps it with dispersion. That's really not your fault. Whenever you get kicked on Holy. As a Holy Priest, the first thing you should start doing is Mind Control. So, like, you get kicked right here, cast Mind Control. Every time. Every single time. You start casting Mind Control right there. Boom. Palms are still going out. You have no charges of Serenity right now, but you do have Apotheosis if you need it. You get locked on Holy again. Would love to see a Mind Control or a Mind Games. Definitely want to try and, you know, make use of your both schools of magic. You get slept there. I mean, let's go ahead and see. So you're getting slept here. Do you play without a focus frame? Playing without a focus frame is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, but I do believe that you have the fade available. You have the death available. You have the shadow meld available. So right here, he's casting a sleep on you. I can see it right here. You are on global, so your only options are fade or shadow meld. Gouge on top of it, a little bit of a wasted thing. A little bit of a wasted DR there. See how you recover from this scenario. Right now, you have a Ray. Ray would be perfect here. You press Ray. Do you press the power of life? Your power of life actually got screwed up not too long ago. Sometimes it happens. Can't really fault you too much for that. And this guy just died in a duel. There's not much you could do about that one. Just a couple things you could do better. This round, I would love to see an early PI. I would love to see you push in for the Chastise Fear. Maybe you don't have to purge off this, but definitely when that comes up. Okay, this guy literally bubble first global. I'm sorry. But good MD at least. Alright, no PI, no Shadow Fiend so far. Trying to purge the Shroud stacks, definitely solid. Love that. Fear off the Shroud stack to spell. Very good, very good. It looks like a lot of the pieces are there, man, but they're just not always there at the same time. So it's just all about piecing everything together at the same exact time. It looks like your general healing rotation is smooth. This is a really sus symbol of hope. Your general healing rotation on Holy is 100% fine, man. But it's definitely like everything, you know, being combined. Still no PI, still no Shadow Fiend. You know what I mean? Right now, you still have a bunch of stuff left, but now you have a Chastise Fear again. Definitely go look for that Chastise Fear. Oh, you PI'd here. That's very nice, very nice. So he's on Fear DR right now, so you don't really have to worry about that too much. I want to see what happens here if someone gets low. So, like, when I'm watching your character right now, is it going to be a swap here? I don't want to see a swap here. That was good healing there. You want to be, especially if you're playing Ray, you want to make sure you're looking at this. You want to make sure you're looking at this, and you don't want to just panic swap as soon as it happens. But I love that you recognize this guy's dying here, and you do damage. That's excellent job. Excellent job. Could have maybe been done also with like a Chastise and the Fear and whatnot, but yeah, the mind game's there. Definitely getting some value out of it. I have no. Did this guy run in with bubble again? Like, what is this guy doing, man? This guy bubbled first global again with his shield. Guys, if I ever get into a lobby with Jet Boy, let me know that it's gonna be a rough one. I'm not sure if I 100% love the GS first global. But it is a pretty short CD, and it's really hard for me to say it's bad there, because it's definitely into all their CDs. I think it's fine there. I do think it's fine there. You PI'd first global again here. Definitely need to get in the habit of using your Shadow Fiend as well. I love seeing the damage come out, the stun come out, the Holy Fires come out, the Mind Games come out. Lock's getting low. Grip there, that's perfect. Renew goes up, followed by a Palm. Healing rotations 100% fine. Blind here, sitting. It's good. Definitely don't need to trigger trinket that anymore. Reapply, renew. You probably have a Palm coming out really soon. Yep, there it is. So right now, once again, I see that this guy's casting a Sleepwalk. I see that you have... don't you have a Fear available? You have a Fear available. You can A-plot the reset. Let's see how you deal with the Sleepwalk. Get you again with the Sleepwalk there. You had Fade. You had Death. I believe you have Meld. Yeah, you do have Meld. So definitely... I would recommend getting a focus frame, for sure, because I feel like you're getting CC'd maybe a little bit more than you should. You're not doing a bad job, but if there's room to improve, there's room to improve. You know what I mean? If you deathing that sleep is the difference between you winning or losing this match, then it becomes really important. In this case, it's obviously not as important. But yeah, obviously you always want to do what you can. Doesn't look like you're taking too much damage here. It feels like when you're stable, you're definitely, you know, just in the pocket, just you're throwing out damage. You know, you're not taking, you know, your team's not taking a lot of damage. You don't feel very pressured. I haven't used this Palm in a while, but nitpicking a little bit. I just I don't play Lightweaver build. I think that's the main difference is with Lightweaver, your casts are like a lot more valuable. You also might not have 2 set like me. Was this Paladin out of your line? Just a word of advice. Whenever you see this debuff on you, it always means the preservation like wants to come in and try and CC you. It looks like he tried to stun you there, but he missed it. But there's possible he's going for a sleepwalk. He did it on the Warlock randomly. You still have Trinket. I mean, you're in a really commanding position here. But yeah, definitely not pushing it enough for CC. 100%. Every time you have Chastise and Fear, you should be going for that. 100%. So it looks like you're pushing it now. Probably could have done it a little bit earlier. Actually starting to rot a little bit. Let's see how you handle this pressure. You have no Guardian. You have no Ray. When did you life swap? When did you life swap? Hold on a second here. It's this guy? I mean, that is just an unbelievably unnecessary life swap. I mean, that's a 53% HP life swap. You still have Power Word life available too. I mean, you can just pinch that a bit longer, you know? Like, look. Also, one thing that's nice is, think about it like this, okay? If you start casting a heal, in this situation right here, if you start casting a heal on Holy Tree, what's the worst that happens? You get kicked, and then they force your life swap. Because if you get kicked on Holy, it doesn't matter. You know? What's the worst that happens? They CC you, and then you trinket and you have to life swap. Like, you can definitely make them work for that cooldown way harder than they did. You life swapped him up 30% health, and he hasn't taken a single point of damage. You know what I mean? So I would say life swap is definitely the cooldown that you're using. You know, the worst, I guess, for lack of better words. But yeah, I mean, honestly, not terrible. Life swap is definitely the cooldown that I think you're using the poorest. It just feels like you get a little afraid with no like GS, no Ray of Hope, which is completely fine. But definitely try and recognize the situations that you're life swapping, and you know, ask yourself the question: do I need to life swap here? Or you know, maybe try and just make a mental note of like, okay, I have no Guardian, I have no Ray. The only thing I have left is life swap. You know, do you have Trinket? You do have Trinket. Okay, you could Trinket life swap if you need it. Do you not have Trinket? Okay, I need to life swap before I have Trinket. You know, can I be going for CC right here? I have Chastise, I have a Fear. That's going to close games out. You know, definitely try and recognize when people are pushing for CC, and definitely try and, you know, do damage when you can. It seemed like you were definitely trying to do damage when you can, so I can't say you were doing a bad job with that. But I would definitely play, what's it called? I would play not Lightweaver. I would play Lightwell, for sure.
That's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely.